Welcome to today's video, everybody. It's finally time. We get to finally do a shakedown on the S15. I am nervous, I am excited. I just want to go crawl in a corner and go home and go to bed and sleep because I had 2 hours of sleep last night. Listen to those thermos, come on. This thing is everything that I finally, I dreamed of this for so long, like this engine bay, building a car like this. I built the engine by myself. I'm gonna look like an idiot if it shoots a rod out of the block today, but let's get out there, get some seat time, start testing everything, checking for leaks. It's a shakedown. Hopefully everything goes well, and by the end of today, we can do some tandems and have some fun with everyone. My good friend Oyama-san came today, which is very, very rare that he's here because he's been very busy for the last year. We only got to drive, I think he only came to 2 events last year, and the year before that, 2 as well. So when I first started drifting my first year, he's kind of like my senpai. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal that we get to drive again together, and you know, Kohai is now kind of better than the senpai. Oh, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, but I'm really excited to drive with my senpai, which is awesome. Notice me, senpai. Huh? There we go, it works. All right, let's go out and drive.
Somewhere's ooh.
Let's go drive. I'm pretty nervous, but I think we've built a really good car, so hopefully everything goes all right. It's gonna be weird not wanting to grab for this. The best thing is if this doesn't work for me today, we got this, so. Let's go see how this feels. See if we can remember how to drive an S15. Feels good. Computer, everything's looking good. Feels really good, like really good. This is gonna take a lot to get used to. Oh my gosh, it's so different now. Yeah, bet. My steering feels the most different because now I have those solid bushes, so it's like, and the full kit from Chase Bays, my steering is so much lighter. That's such a difference. The brakes feel good. That rebleed really helped. Oh my gosh, this feels amazing. So that little bit of drifting, I'm at 83 degrees. What the hell? All right, I'm gonna change my fan configuration because that's still way too like cold. I want this thing to be chilling at around like 89, 90 degrees. So we'll fix that. popped right off. I'll just shut the car off, let it cool down, and fix it and go again. Fix the wastegate line. If that keeps being an issue, I'm gonna have to switch to some AM lines or even hard lines. Hopefully it's just was a bad, I just have a zip tie on there, but maybe we can try and get some metal clamps for those little vacuum hoses if it keeps being an issue. Because it's even in the fire sleeving too. That felt good. Real good. Alright, let's give it some sauce. Something's burning. We got some kind of oil. Hang on. There's smoke coming out. There's smoke coming out of the engine bay. I think it's power steering fluid. Fire!
Oh, it's fire!
Fire! Get a fire extinguisher, quick. Lift it up. Lift it up.
So,
大丈夫?
yeah, from there. Good.
オイルかな? Yeah, it looks like the power steering lines came in contact with the, yeah, so it looks like the power steering lines, the ties that I was using, broke off and the line touched the gate pipe. Ah, that sucks so much. Yeah. Pretty decent little flame there. Well, I'll wait for it to cool down and then we'll look over it, but I think it's pretty safe to say Shakedown was successful. We had a major problem and we'll fix it and come back out. But so I've got to wash off the entire car, inside the engine bay and out. Okachan told me that the stuff from the fire extinguisher is really, really bad for your car. In fact, if you don't clean it off as soon as possible, like it'll encourage rust to happen. So like it'll speed up the process of rust. So I'm gonna go through and clean out the whole thing and just get all of that fire extinguisher powder stuff off the car as much as possible. Try and clean it all up. We definitely don't want to encourage any kind of rust to form on the thing. Most of it out. When we get back to the shop, we'll go over it again with the pressure cleaner and get as much off as we can, but I mean, to be honest, that situation couldn't have gone any better. Like, to act so quickly, have a fire extinguisher close by and all of that. Very, very fortunate that we were able to put that out. I've got Khan jacking up the car right now to clean out any more of that powder under it, because even though we cleaned it and hit it with water already, look what it's done, guys, to my exhaust manifold there. It's already started corroding away at it. So, yeah, man, that's insane. We're gonna get this thing back to the shop and I'm gonna hit it with something to neutralize it. I'll Google search what I can do, but that's ridiculous. I didn't realize it was gonna react that quickly like that. But on the positive side, car didn't burn down, so I'm glad we obviously had a fire, and dude, it could have gone so much worse, but really fortunate that it ended the way it did. We got it under control, and it was just a simple power steering line. I did have another really good look under there, and what had happened was, I've got no one else to blame but myself here, and I'm kicking myself because I should have known better. But I used some normal zip ties to hold the power steering line away and tucked up like away from the wastegate. And what had happened was, I guess because of all the heat from the exhaust manifold there, the plastic zip ties, of course, melted and broke and got soft, and the power steering line rubbed up against, moved because it was no longer held into place by the zip ties, rubbed up against the wastegate dump, and that was burning hot, melted through the hose, started spraying power steering fluid everywhere, and that's where the issue happened. So, look, it could have been so much worse. You know, at least the front of the manifold isn't all rusted and ugly. It's only the back now down in this section. So hopefully we'll be able to clean it up. But I think what I'm gonna do is probably take the turbo off and just make sure that we clean off as much as we can of that down in there, so that we don't have any problems whatsoever. I'm also curious how much power steering fluid came out. I wanna make sure that there's none like on the track or anything. Looks like we still got a fair bit in there, so that means the hole wasn't too big, which is good, but still, like, that's just bad. Obviously, I took the power steering belt off so we can move the car around for now. There's no point trying to drift, because even though the power steering belt is off, me using and turning the wheel will still push out some fluid out of that hole, and we don't want any of that fluid going on the track. We don't want any of that fluid going on the car and any other issues there. So we're gonna call it for today. Though this was a shakedown, and what a shakedown's for, Khan? What's a shakedown for? What's the purpose of it?
Practice.
No?
Shaking the car.
Shaking the car down.
Yeah.
Making sure that it's not gonna break on us when we need it not to. So he's jacking up this thing. He's gonna get some more of that powder off, because there's some more still under there that we gotta get off. You don't want this thing rusting at all. I can't get over that, man. Bare metal right there, like how quickly it started reacting with that is insane. Like the protective, like coated layer on that wastegate is gone. Look at that. I had no idea that stuff was so corrosive. Yikes, gonna think twice about using that from now on, to be honest. I'd rather, like, anytime I smell anything now, fire, like smoke, I'm just gonna drive straight to where the hose is. I'd rather use water than that. Another reason why we've got the loader. Shakedown went up in flames. So now, yeah, we can take the car home on the back of a loader truck and not have to worry about trying to get this home without power steering. It's a win-win situation. Honestly, I keep saying this to like tell myself this. I'm really not disappointed in today. Like, yeah, I wish I could have drifted more, but that's the only thing I feel. Like, little bit of an issue. I am a bit annoyed that I have to do more power steering stuff, because that was like the bane of my existence for the longest time. But you know what? We'll fix it and we'll be back out there in no time. Everything else went really smooth. All the data logging with the ECU, the tune was great. Yeah, honestly, I can't wait to fix that, do another shakedown, make sure we're all good, and then take it to the dyno and turn her up, do E85, all that kind of fun stuff. Feels like it's making like good power right now though. Like it's definitely in the high 400s right now. Feels
Sure
real
is.
good. It sounds insane too. I feel like I'll have to watch the footage later, but I do feel like the rattling got better with the transmission. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll look at the footage later, but tell me what you guys think. But yeah, I'm happy. I don't know what else to say. The hydro felt good. It didn't bother me. The position that it was in, it was like perfect. So yeah, win-win for today. We are back at the shop now, and we have the S15 jacked up out the front, and we researched how to counteract the effects of the powdered fire extinguishers, and it's a water vinegar solution. So we got a whole bunch of vinegar, mixed it with water, and we are spraying down everything, top, bottom, under, everywhere, anything that needs a bit of a scrub as well to get rid of some stuck powder. We're going through it all, and then we're pressure washing everything. For those of you out there that use a powdered extinguisher on anything, make sure you do the vinegar solution, because yeah, if that stuff is left anywhere, it has this chemical in there, like a bicarbonate, that will just destroy any metal and steel and eat through it really fast, and you'll get a whole bunch of rust issues. So we're going over everything. We'll have this thing pressure washed out in no time. Back in the shop, jacked up on jack stands on the front again, ready for me to work out what we need to do and what parts we need to order. Well, I'm a little balls deep right now on this heater. But the people that DM'd me, you guys were spot on. There is so much crap in here. Like in behind the nozzle that was clogging up the nozzle as to why I wasn't able to spray right. So that's probably why it wasn't running correctly at all. Like there is so much gunk in here that's coming out. It's ridiculous. So I've just been like getting all the parts and brake cleaner in there and scrubbing it and cleaning it, and then using the air compressor to get it all out. But like, so much crap keeps coming out, and if you zoom in there, you can really see just how dirty it is in there and how clunked up, like all these things are like crunchy things are in there. I don't know how to describe it. This, I managed to get this really clean, so hopefully this is okay. But before, this was covered in junk too. So hopefully this nozzle's okay. If not, I'll take pictures of it and we can buy this nozzle, and we should be good to just put a new one in. But yeah, service these things. They need to be serviced, clearly. I don't think this has ever been serviced, so that's probably why it's so clogged up. But I'm gonna keep cleaning in there. I'm gonna get in there with like a little wire brush and just scrub it all out, and we should be good. I've put the whole thing back together, and this is either gonna go bang in a bad way or in a good way. I don't know, let's find out. I don't wanna look at it. I think it's taking longer than usual, right? Yeah, it would be, oh. Dude, guys, it worked. It's a full circle now. I don't smell any fumes either. Yo, it's so much better now. Like 1,000 times better. It doesn't smell, it doesn't sting my eyes like my face is in this right now. It's not hurting me at all. I think we fixed it. Just cleaning a nozzle? This thing's been running all but like 1 minute, and look how glowing red it is in there now. It is actually burning how it should. So this is why I think it was burning really bad before. It was just all that gunk in there, cleaned it all out, and she's good to rip. I don't have to sell this now. We actually have a heater for the shop. I'm happy. The only thing we have to do is when we have it in here, we'll just make sure we leave the door open a little bit down the bottom and vent it all out. Let's go! Felt so natural, that one.
Oh!
My whole life flashed before my eyes. Pro drifter, pro jet engineer, pro streamer, pro consumer of anime, cultured anime. Manga, pro oxygen consumer. This is so cringe. I'm so exhausted, but we just had to turn the heater off. We've had this thing in here running for like what, the last 40 minutes, maybe an hour?
Yeah.
No fumes, absolutely no fumes. We had the door cracked a bit for a while. It is so warm in here. It's actually hot. I want to take this off. Bear in mind, I have been messing around the BMX, but like, dude, I'm so excited to get back into this. All like the BMX skate parks have opened up again. Now that COVID restrictions and mandates are all back to normal, so I can get back into riding. So I'm pretty hyped. I was about to start using the EK9 here for, you know, a little kicker or something, but woo! Okay, that was terrible. I'm rusty, and there's no space in here. But yeah, the point. Today was an awesome video. we shook down the car. It gave us a shook. It shook us.
Hello.
Twitch chat, we're live right now. If you're not following me on Twitch, damn it, SAMMIT, what are you doing with yourself? But yeah, for real. We did a shakedown, the car shook us. We had a little bit of an incident. Hopefully it doesn't get me cancelled. And yeah, it's all good, we saved it. Luckily the staff always have fire extinguishers everywhere around the track. So yeah, I'm really like puffed out. Been on the BMX for a while. Twitch chat, behave. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say, but like, I'm bummed I didn't get to drive more with the people that were there because I haven't driven with them forever. But also, I'm not upset because it was a shakedown and I'm glad this happened now, didn't happen later. I really think it was just my fault how I mounted all the lines. So I'll redo all of that, we'll fix it, it'll be no problem, and we'll be done. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Jamata.